We were here inside the Woody at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday when the Ohio State quarterback competition officially began this spring. I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com along with Doug Lesmerises and Stephen Means. We got to see Kyle McCord and Devin Brown both throw a bit. A couple of throws each through, I don't know, 6 or 7 different drills. Some were just handoff drills, some of them were passing drills, some of them nothing deep, nothing against defenses, but the foundation being laid this spring as to what these guys are going to be. And Doug, you came over to Devin Brown's table and I thought asked an important question, was just, hey, define for us who you are as a quarterback and what you think you bring to this competition this spring.
Yeah, so I asked both quarterbacks that, like, hey, I don't know, none of us have seen either of you guys play very much. And so I did think the interesting thing was Devin Brown went more to the mobility and the running ability right away, where Kyle McCord talked about being a playmaker and that kind of thing. But I think if the shorthand for us has been Devin Brown just uses his legs a little bit more, I think that's true. So that's hard to see. You know, we're watching 4 periods of practice when they're not going 11 on 11 or anything. But I think that shorthand remains, and I think it will potentially be a factor in this competition. Not the deciding factor, I don't think, but I think if in our heads, Devin Brown is just a little more of a run threat, I think those two guys helped confirm that on Tuesday.
Aidan McCord is asked about that, how he feels about that being a thing that people are talking about so much, and he said that he thinks that C.J. Stroud approached a lot of this stuff the right way by kind of letting it roll off his back, as he knows people are nitpicking right now, and that we're looking for any slight discrepancy between these two guys. He did confirm to me he's going to Texas next week to work out with Bobby Stroop, who is Patrick Mahomes' trainer. He's taking maybe Marvin Harrison Jr., Xavier Johnson, some other guys with him. And there's going to be some speed work, but there's also going to be some passing work. So he's aware of the need to be mobile, but there's also the need to be mobile as a passer and to be able to work off platform and make those throws. And I think that's going to be maybe more critical in the long run. And Stephen, I don't know how much you got to watch Kyle Ledano. You were working on the defense, but just from your time at his table, how's he looking at this competition and because he comes in as the perceived leader, and that's a different kind of perspective to take into it than opposed to what Devin Brown is.
Yeah, it's actually his second quarterback battle, and I brought that up to him. This is a different way of approaching it. Before, there's kind of, you're catching up, you're trying to learn while also trying to battle for a job. This time around, he's got experience under his belt, whether it's in practice, he started a game, he just knows a lot more, so he can approach it in a different way. And I think one of the interesting things I think he brought up was this Georgia game is probably going to be one of the more important games for the quarterback room in general. I know it's important for CJ and his draft stock, but Kyle brought up he's watched that game multiple times to try to take stuff from it, whether it's, you know, the using your legs to run, or, you know, off-platform throws, you know, escaping outside of the pocket, stuff that not necessarily he's been elite at in his career, stuff he's had to work on, and he's put more of an emphasis on it this year. But in watching that game, he said it's not the biggest emphasis, but it is something that he knows is going to take to win those games, and everybody in that quarterback room knows.
I watched the quarterbacks through every throw they made today, through those 30 minutes we got to watch. I think there was like one pass that Devin Brown threw that really sailed high and was clearly off, and maybe one other one I think he wanted back. For the most part, they were both pretty crisp, pretty solid. Just a foundational day today. They'll get into more competitive drills and stuff like that as we get farther into the spring. A lot more to talk about this on Buckeye Talk. Get it wherever you can find podcasts, and get the text 614-350-3315. All this intel was coming to your phone right as we saw it today from Buckeye Talk.